for that.
Okay, what is this one is called Austin Subaru Service Advisor Walk Around. Now I wonder, this is to educate the customers when they come in what's gonna happen?
That's what I'm thinking.
So we're gonna have to keep that in mind, that they're doing this to kind of show the customer what's gonna happen.
What to expect when they get there.
But we also are going to pretend like we're a fly on the wall to a real walk around, just because, you know, we want to give you guys some ideas and some tips for good walk arounds, but understand that the context might be a little off.
Let's do this.
Maybe. Let's see. Okay, so what we have, if you're listening to this and not watching it on YouTube, is we have a car, which I'm assuming is a Subaru, pulling into a service drive that has 3 lanes. And I believe they're going to pull into the middle lane. So the camera is from the point of view of the passenger. And then right away, you see that an advisor is walking out, a good-looking advisor, walking out, meeting the customer before they get out. Like,
car's not even in park yet, and they're walking up.
Yeah, and they're gonna stick their head through the window and say this.
How we doing?
Good, how are you?
Welcome to Austin Subaru. What can I do for you today?
Okay, so the customer or the passenger looks kind of like a hipster kid from Silver Lake.
Yeah.
In a beanie, and they're in like, what is that, a Subaru Forester?
Yeah, I think so. It could be an Outback.
Okay, so what do you think about what brings you in today? Is it your first time here?
I think it's really tough to machine gun questions. There was no opportunity for the driver to answer some of the questions. It was like, welcome, first time here. What are you doing? What can we do for you today? Get out of the car. There was no opportunity for the client to answer the question.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking when I walk up to a car right there is I'm thinking, how can I make friends?
Well, the first thing that popped into my head, one is I like that he has a name tag, but he never said his name and never asked the customer their name.
You would walk up to the car and you'd be like, hi,
I'd say,
my
hey,
name's
good morning.
Christian.
Yes, and then they drive fast. But it's a good start, icebreaker.
So right there, I would try to find common ground. I wouldn't ask them if they had an appointment. I don't know that it being their first time there is relevant. I don't know how that's relevant.
Well, there's no follow-up, though. What if they say yes or no?
So I would say something like, hey, how's it going? Something open-ended. Oh, good. Oh, I love your Forester. Obviously, the Subaru customers especially, they're very culty and they're proud of their cars.
Love them. They love their cars.
And so then I might say something like, love your Forester. I bet you've had some great adventures in this.
I like it.
So then they would start thinking about adventures and they would hopefully say, oh yeah, or none yet.
But I got one planned.
Coming, all of that. So I would go right to that. None of what he said is what I would do.
Okay.
So now the customer's getting out.
All right, so as far as your tire tread, we're just gonna check the tread on all 4 tires for you. Okay. It looks like your driver
that was good.
At 7
how do you like
seconds. So it still has plenty of life left. We don't.
No, all of a sudden we're at the tires.
All of a sudden.
Okay. By the way, I haven't seen this, so I'm watching this for the first time. Maybe I should have watched it before.
No, it's funnier this way.
Way before I did that, I would say like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kind of walk around. We're gonna look at your tires and check it for bumps and bruises. He's just going right to the tire.
Come on, let's do this.
Somehow the customer is like, that isn't a realistic scenario that the customer would bend down to look at the tires.
No. There's also a little trick that they could do, so maybe the tire would have more relevance here, right?
Flip it.
Well, yeah. So for those of you listening, the wheel is aimed straight, so there's no.
You would tell the customer while they're still there, hey, could you do me a favor and turn your tires?
Voila.
Replace tires here until 3. So I'm just gonna check all 4, make sure they're evening out correctly. Okay.
Right. Sounds good with me.
Mm-hmm.
To us, that means something, but to a customer, 7:30 seconds in context of what?
Well, he said that we recommend them at 3. I might also throw in there that when they're new, they're at 10.
Yeah.
So given the open the bottom. Also, kudos to him, tread depth gauge.
Yep.
A lot of times we see people using their finger.
And clipboard.
Do you mind grabbing your owner's manual for me?
Yeah, I'll grab that for you right away.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Alrighty. So today,
So he's asking the customer to grab his owner's manual so he can reference the factory maintenance?
That's what it looks like.
Okay. I've never done that. Have you done that?
No. I've had people bring their maintenance book into me.
Yeah.
But I'm not asking them for it typically.
33,000 mile minor maintenance.
Okay.
So everything that's on listed for R, that's for review. They will change your engine oil, your oil filter as well. They will check your transmission level as well. Is this
Okay, so one thing here is if you're gonna go into this at the car without checking history. So I'm assuming that this advisor doesn't know anything about this, the history of this car or this customer if he's asking him if it's his first time in.
Right.
I would not want to talk about any of this at the car until I've looked at history. Because there's things that aren't going to be in that manual that they might need, like an alignment, things like that, right?
after that's done, they'll just make sure everything else is looking good as far as brakes, tires. They'll just make sure your axles, your boots are looking good, make sure they're not worn out. That's pretty much it. I will sign this before you head out, so just to make sure we did the service for you today, okay?
I would say I will autograph this. I wouldn't say I will sign it.
Austin Pets Alive?
So now if you're listening to this, we are walking around the back of the car. So we're continuing our walk around.
We also didn't touch the tires on that side.
No, we walked right by, we've walked by 2 tires.
Yes, sir.
So we measured the front left, came around to the right side, said, get your owner's manual. The customer, it was like literally sitting on the dash.
Right.
They have it. It's great though. They're staging a video because part of this is they're making a video, right?
Yeah.
So we get it. But you would measure the other tires. And I would do those in sequence. I wouldn't shift perspectives for the customer.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So now we're standing at the back.
You have any pets on you?
Yes, I do.
I'm just gonna check your wiper blade. How old is your dog?
He's 3 years old and his name's Rocky.
3 years old. You know, alrighty. Now, as far as this goes, we do offer a car wash. Do you mind if I get it through our car
How
wash
much does
today?
it cost?
It's courtesy. It just
Oh,
adds
really?
some time. Yeah.
Oh, I will.
So is that their nod to pet the dog?
Yes. So he had the sticker on the back on the back glass. It said "Pets for Life" or something like that. And he's like, "Oh, hey, do you have any pets?" And the guy said he's got a dog and is 3 years old named Rocky.
So do you think they've watched the pet the dog video?
Yeah.
No, I feel bad. Picking on him.
I think we're critiquing, but this isn't this is an indictment on that guy.
Alrighty. So far, so good. There is just a couple rock chips right over here. I don't know if you noticed it
I've
or
never
not.
seen those before at all.
Touch-up paint can do the trick. If you want, I can find out an estimate or see if a touch-up bottle can fix this for you. Is that
Okay.
something you like to do?
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Okay.
That's good, but I would call them bumps and bruises. Okay, now he's popping the hood.
So we're on the drive.
We checked the rear wiper, but not the front wipers.
Yep.
We checked the front left tire, none of the other tires. Now we're at the front of the Forester and we're going to pop the hood.
All right. Now, we do this thing called a multi-point inspection, just seeing how the car's doing. They will check your filters for you. Now, you have your engine air filter that's in here in this bracket. My technician will take this filter out, and if it's getting a little dirty to him, he'll recommend it. If not, then we'll just go ahead and just leave it how it is. They always replace it every 30,000 miles. It just depends on how far you travel, where you travel to.
Okay. Yeah, I usually travel a lot.
A lot, and it might get dirty, and it's just doing its job. Other than that, your washer fluid is just going to be right over here. It will get low as much as you're using it. It's been raining, so it's probably a little bit low. We always top it off, and same with the engine coolant as well. But other than that, let's just go ahead and just take a look at it while it's in the shop.
What did you think of that? So it's a little show and tell. He didn't pull it apart, but he was kind of referencing the cabin filter, right?
Air filter. It was an engine air filter. This is one that I used to like the popping the hood, but I feel like over the last 15 years, when you pop the hood, you just see plastic. There's nothing there anymore. So I don't know that has that dog and pony show that it used to. My fear is also like, so it looked like he unhooked the snorkel that holds the air filter in place. My fear is that it's not going to get put back on or something like that. So when one person's touching a car and then a technician gets a car, I worry about that.
Yeah, so I feel like I can build enough rapport with a customer and figure out enough stuff that I don't need to do show and tell that much.
Yeah.
Not to that degree.
I have an accessory booklet here for you. Now we do offer a couple features that you could add to your Forester. The big one, you were telling me, I think you had a dog. The best one would be the compartment separator.
That feels like when I was single and a girl would be like, do you want kids? And you'd be like, you're 30, huh?
And she handed you the brochure.
You're 30, never been married. You want kids quick. Your clock is ticking.
I got the Montessori brochure right here.
I've never in my life pulled out a brochure.
Let's pitch that thing on the walk around for the dog crate.
I mean, it's
Great.
If you do it consistently, you're probably gonna sell accessories, but I don't know that that's the time.
I was gonna say, I think I like the pitch of an accessory, but I just don't like that it's done during the walk around.
So my mindset for a walk around was there were kind of two purposes to the walk around. The main one was to build rapport and make friends. I tried to stay off of the car as much as I could, except for the bumps and bruises to protect ourselves from liability and touching the tires. And there's something about touching and measuring the tires that gives you a little more authority. But I wouldn't go into any recommendations until I have them at my computer.
Which he did twice. So
Separating from the car, it's like now we're in the mode of riding it up, and now I can say, hey, the computer the computer says you're due.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And then you're also in a position where if I was going to introduce that brochure for accessories, I'd probably at my desk say something like, do you think about personalizing your Forester more? Do you know they make some cool dog stuff? And kind of doing it that way.
Yeah.
But the brochure is kind of salesy. It's like, ooh.
It definitely feels very salesy. Yeah, I would never do it on the walk around. I think the other thing too that even though the bumps and bruises are actually technically the vehicle condition, some of the best stories I got from customers were on the damage on the car. Like it was the best way to connect with people.
Oh, that happened that night when I had too many and I decided to drive home.
Or they're always blaming whatever the damage is on the spouse that didn't bring the car in.
Yeah, or the teenage daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great stories.
So the one thing I would say here, though, is it's going to be consistent if you're presenting it.
Right.
If you gave me a choice of never presenting at all or doing it this way, I would choose this, but I would do it a different way personally.
I'll keep them from, moving seat to seat, keep them in a steady
He likes
place.
to play around a lot.
Yeah, so that would be the best thing, keeping them safe in the back. If that's the case, I go ahead and see if the parts department will give me a price on the part and the labor.
Okay.
And we'll go before you leave today, if you like to do so.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
They're still at the car, at the Forester.
Yeah, we're almost 4 minutes into this thing too.
Let me just check your wiper inserts for you.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, he's going to check them. Okay.
As far as this goes, your wiper blade is still fairly new, so I wouldn't worry about blades just yet.
Nice.
Do you mind if I get inside the vehicle,
Yeah,
just
go
check
right
your mileage? Okay.
I probably would have got the mileage a while ago.
Oh, I think it's okay too to have the customer read it off before they turn the car off.
All right, you're about 34,314 miles.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. Mr. Gonzalez, I just need a signature there, and I'll get it going for you. And then we do have complimentary drinks. Make yourself at home, and I'll grab you once
nice.
it's done. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Hmm?
So no RO is created. They're signing he's signing a
Sign the
handwrite.
walk around sheet.
We've gone back to handwrites.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I miss those days.
Yeah.
Press hard.
This video might be from 1984 too.
So I think some of this has more to do with the fact that they're filming it too. I mean, that's a hard thing to do, and they did a good job of filming this. But I like to separate the customer from the car and actually go sit at a desk
Yeah.
or at a counter. Thanks so much for watching this clip of Service Driving Revolution. We're uploading new stuff every day, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on the show, call 8333-ASK-SDR and we'll answer your question on the show. That's 8333-ASK-SDR. For special deals on our books and training, head over to offers.chriscollinsinc.com. Now that's offers.chriscollinsinc.com. I'm Chris Collins, and I'll see you in the next video.